I'm going to do this video wearing my racing leathers for the illusion. Sports, racing, workplace, drinking games. How to play fair. It's important to play fair when you are competing in sports. You should play fair because it's a sport. It's a game. It isn't real life. It isn't war. It isn't life or death situation. You just play fair. There is rules to that. If you lack the intelligence to understand that there is a proper etiquette to playing fair. We're all here because we paid to be here. We paid money. We paid, an entry fee. We gave some canned foods. We made the drive from Massachusetts or New Jersey, or we flew here from Canada or whatever. We all have a right and a responsibility to play fair. So let's discuss how to play fair. So you still got to play fair in beer pong, bite the bag, beer drinking games like keg standing and beer getting drunk, whatever, who can drink the most buds, whatever. The first thing that you need to think about when playing fair, when playing sports, when doing drinking games, when competing in races, chess, anything, even if you're going for a girl, if you're trying to date a girl and you have competition, there's a guy who wants this girl, you want this girl, you're going to compete with this guy, we're going to see who wins. It's a competition. Life is a competition. Here's some rules for you. Pre-gaming. You're going to want to do some light warm-ups and some stretches. 1, 2. Oh, it hurts. Also, pre-gaming can mean shots, twisted tea, or the beer that of your choice to drink before you go out drinking. The pre-game, it's a warm-up, cost-effective. Shake hands with your opponent. Hey man, how's it going? All right, man. We'll have a good game. Good game. All right. There's gonna be babes there. There's always babes there. Your competition's girlfriend or wife, whatever. You take a look. Plan your game strategy. You gotta plan your game strategy, man. You gotta see your competition. If you're playing a team sport and your team is a bunch of not very athletic guys, and you're the athletic guy, and you're going up against a team that seems to be a whole bunch of athletic guys, you're gonna have to think of a strategy. You can't just go in there and think you're gonna win, because you're gonna have to develop a strategy. Play possum. Maybe you're a good athlete and the other team thinks your team sucks, so just pretend that you also suck, and then when you get out there, act like you suck, and then when you surprise them, it's a surprise attack. It's called ninja. If you're in a race, you gotta find your lines, figure out where your line is. Come in a corner from the outside, or maybe you gotta come in from the inside of the corner, or maybe you gotta go like that, and then go like that, or maybe you got to do the opposite and you got to go do that and that, and before you got to do that, you got to go that way, do the zig and the zag. Sometimes you got to do the zag first, then do the zig, then do like a fake zig and then a zag, and then you gotta have like a backup plan. Yeah. And if it's just a drinking game, man, all you gotta do is write your name on your cup. There's your strategy. Game time. Game face. Gonna have a game face. Don't cheat. There's no need for biting, for eye poking, for head butting. Okay? Even in the MMA, you're not supposed to do that. 99% of the time, don't. If it isn't like an official IDA or IGSA or NCDSA or whatever other races are, the MMA, the NASCAR, you paid money to do it. Everybody is there. They drove there. They gave up time out of their day to do this thing. Play fair. No false starting. You know, a little race, couple hours away. Don't false start. There's no guy in a pinstripe shirt, black and white zebra guy, making sure that you don't false start. There ain't a gate, okay? But you know what? You false start, you're stealing from these people. Don't false start. Don't false start. When it's go time, go, okay? Try your best to have that level playing field at the beginning. Everything between the beginning, the start, and the finish line, it's whatever. That's what you do, okay? If you're better, you're going to prove it between the start and the finish. Don't false start. Seriously, come on. False start. Getting ready to go, and 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, that guy went on 2. That guy went. That's not fair. Trash talking. I've done it. Listen, man. I played in all kinds of sports. I was on a traveling soccer team. I was on a traveling wrestling team. Okay, I was in basketball for a period until I stopped growing. I was in wrestling in high school. I played football a little bit. I competed in bodybuilding. Okay, then I played semi-pro football. Now I'm downhill skateboard racing. I'm a competitor, and when you're competing, there's trash talking going on, and you know what? Trash talking is part of the game. But in downhill skating, there's still some trash talking. There's still, the champ is gonna walk around with his head held high. Okay? The sponsored downhill skateboard, he's gonna have a little chip on his shoulder. He's gonna take his turns with a little bit more confidence. He's gonna get in the lead as soon as he can. That's fine. That's a form of trash talking, because you speak with your body language. I've trash talked. I played football. This is me in football. I don't even remember what I say. I can't even remember. Your mind just says whatever the heck you want. I don't even remember. I think I'd say things like, I'd just be like, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. You're going down. I'm taking you out. You're nothing. I'd say things like that right to someone's face, and they'd say the same to you. They would say the same thing to me, and a lot of things they'd say like, you can't play, and they'd make fun of my team or where you come from, your town. Like you don't have nothing. Your team sucks or whatever, and they'd say that during the game. A little bit more vulgarity, worse language, but it goes on. But that's what you do, because you're into it. You've given up part of your life, to do something, to compete in something, and it's for honor. So you defend that. Here's some rules about trash talking. Don't trash talk the gros, the newbies. Don't trash talk. Don't get so competitive with those young guys. They're the future of the sport. Build them up. No racism or hate speech. Let's be honest. Racism exists. Hate speech exists. But sports, games, it should not exist. It should not exist. Okay? I out in the world, it exists. But when you come together with a group of like-minded people to play a game, it should not exist. Those people who are victims of that, they should be able to come to the sport in which you're playing and be free from that. Okay? And if you see someone else doing it, you hear it, stop it, put an end to it. It shouldn't be happening, it shouldn't be going on. Okay? Life isn't fair for everybody. Help it be more fair by standing up to that kind of thing. Even if it's just for games. For games. That's the least you can do. It should be that easy. Okay? It don't matter what your parents say or your friends say, okay, or whoever, your institutions. When you're playing a game in a sport, it shouldn't be there. So don't let it happen there. Do not let it happen. Okay? It shouldn't be there. It's fair. Play fair. Victory and celebration dances. Oh yeah! Woo! Woo! Boo yeah! Ooh man! Yeah! Bam! Bam! Woo! You can all go home. You can all go home now. You can all go home. Victory and celebration dances. I've seen quite a few. In the movies, you got the guy, scoring a touchdown. He gets out his football, throws it up, catches it, flips the football up, catches it, uses it as a gun. Then the guys out in front line up and takes the football and he goes, and as he shoots each one, they each fall down. It's cute. It's really cute. Whatever. Do whatever you want. If you want to Tebow it, more power to you. Victory dances. Gotta love them, and personally I don't think there's anything wrong with victory dances. But for me, I keep it in hindsight. If I win one victory, if I have a victory, if I make a tackle or score a touchdown or win a race or beat somebody in a race or score a goal or whatever it is, have a new personal high score record, it's just one step. It's one step. Okay? And every day I have little victories. Every day, every time that I work on something and improve myself, it's a victory. And each of those victories, there's a celebration. There can be a celebration. Okay, just like in a game. All those little victories I've had during the week, during the off season, pays off during game time. Okay, victory dance. That's wonderful. But there's a time and a place when it's just too much. Be a little bit more professional about it. You don't have to be overzealous, and mock people. We're all trying our best. You just happen to have a good day, or they're having a bad day, or you're just better than them. And if you happen to be better than someone else at a sport, you've paid your dues to get there. Especially if it's a competitive thing. It's a competitive thing. Real competitive, where people work and get better and better and better. And you start doing those dances like that and stuff, it's really not going to help you. Because they're going to come after you. And for all the sore losers out there, and I tell you what, there's sore losers everywhere. There were sore losers when I was in grade school. I rode motorcycles for a few years. And I won. I beat somebody. He had all the nicest equipment, the newest motorcycle, the newest helmet, the best. All the best stuff. The best of everything that money could buy. And I had a piece of crap that barely ran, that you had to kickstart it like 10,000 times. And as I'd sit there trying to start my motorcycle, they'd sit there and laugh at me. But you know what? That competition I won. You know what that boy did? I think we all know what he did. He was a sore loser. He was a sore loser. And when no one was looking, he stole my trophy. He stole it. When it came time for awards, My trophy was not on the table. It wasn't there. My first place trophy was not there. It was gone. Second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place was there. But first place, nowhere to be found. I didn't get to go home with the trophy that I deserved that day because of why? Because there was a sore loser. If you don't win, there's a reason. Besides from cheating, there's a reason. You haven't tried hard enough when you could have tried. Or maybe you weren't cut out for that sport. You know, there's reasons. And if there are reasons that are beyond your control and you can and you know what those reasons are, then go for it, work for it. But don't be a sore loser. You know, you have the rest of your life. For the rest of your life you can. Okay? It's not over at the age of 15. You're in high school. It's not over when you graduate. Sports aren't over. It's not over. There's still time. Even if someone tells you that, hey, you ain't good enough, it's over, you might as well call it quits. You know? Well, maybe for right now. Maybe you have more responsibilities, you have to get a job, or whatever. You know, you have to get a job and you have to pay your bills. But there's always a period of time where you can do what you want. And if you use that time wisely, you know, you won't have to be a sore loser. You might lose because you lose, but you should do what you love. If you're doing what you love, when you lose, it doesn't really matter. Because the journey from getting a little bit, you know, to being crappy and shitty at something, to being just a little bit less crappy and shitty at something, that was supposed to be fun. And if that wasn't fun, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. But don't be a sore loser if you lose. You've got the rest of your life. Got the rest of your life. Okay? You know? And you know what? I've trained and I've trained and I've trained and I've been disappointed. And there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. And the things that you did wrong yesterday that reap the results of today that aren't really what you planned for, there's always going to be a tomorrow. And that's the way you should live. That's the way you should go. Day after day after day. Okay? The reason why you didn't have victory today is because yesterday you didn't quite do it right. So because you lost today, tomorrow, now you should have a better idea of what you're supposed to do. So now you have something to look forward to. Just gotta get the camera jitters out. The Michelle Janicki dance. Michelle Janicki.